Welcome back to the Possibility Storm. I'm your host, Izlain, and this time around the stream team decided that we'd play with some Rule Zero shenanigans. We wanted to play no ban list, but decided that it made more sense to just unban a single card that would vastly improve a deck or allow us to make a new deck. For instance, I unbanned Fastbond because it really helps out a deck like Flubs, who needs to get past pesky land draws to keep his storm turns going. I'll cover other unbanned cards in the deck text shortly. Stay tuned. Do you know that 60% of the views on this channel come from those of you who aren't subscribed? If you enjoy my content, hit the subscribe button. It's the best way to help us grow, and best of all, it's free. If you're feeling extra generous, you can head over to patreon.com/thepossibilitystorm to pledge. For as little as $1, you can help me crank out even more content for you, while higher tiers come with added benefits. Enjoy the show. I'm going first this time, and I'm playing Flubs, who is a newer entry into the cEDH space, and one that I played on the channel in the past. In most cases, I've not had the most busted of turns, but I've also not had enough reps on the deck to really get things going. Either way, it already goes hard with cards like Eruth and Song of Creation, but adding the banned Fastbond to the list enables us to play lands when we need to and still get triggers off of Flubs. This can go infinite quite quickly, as long as we find the pieces we need. Next up is Kirk, running Tivit, who really only lost the Mana Crypt and Jewel Lotus from the recent bans. He still can be cast quite readily and still has a very reliable main combo, along with the backup Thoracle lines. I'd say he's not really too affected by the meta shakeup, and he has chosen to unban the card Balance, which along with my unban pick could both easily be legal in the cEDH format without ruffling too many feathers. Balance forces players to sacrifice permanents to be more in line with what he has going on, and with a higher mana value commander, balancing the board early could be the trick to winning the game. Next up is Rev, playing a Dimir pile with Malcolm and Francisco at the helm. Surprisingly, this list doesn't even play the Agassiz Soul Cauldron line, only focusing on the Thoracle lines to win. Rev's choice of unbanning is a legendary Time Vault, which makes taking infinite turns quite easy, so I'm sure he's making on getting this into play in order to dig for the traditional win con. Last but not least is Joey, playing one of the lists from the cEDH DDB, a copy of Rogsai. This Turbo Nos list didn't really get affected by the bans and is considered one of the best decks in the format. His pick for unbanning was the card Tinker, which allows you to sack an artifact to put another one from your library into play. This is simply an enabler to find LED to do Brain Freeze plus Breach Loops, but the deck can also win with the Thoracle combo. So there you have it. Let's see whose unbans make the difference this time.
More proper introduction than what we would normally do, because usually I just say something stupid and then I say, okay, let's go, and then we go. In this case, we decided that we were going to do kind of a... with the ban list being kind of a thing that's been a focal point for a lot of the community as of late, we thought that it was kind of fun to maybe play some no ban lists, but then it was like, I've already done that before on the channel, and it would be literally the same thing, maybe different commanders, but like there are literally like a handful of cards that every single deck would play every time, no matter what, and everybody would just be on 5-color soup because it's just stupid in that regard. So, at the end of the day, we decided that it would be, or I guess more aptly, I decided, because I wanted to keep it from being that kind of messy thing where everybody was just doing the same sort of thing. That just feels uninteresting to me, and I don't want to watch that, so I would think that, my audience wouldn't want to watch that either. So instead we decided to unban a single card. And we also decided that it would not be any of the ones that, create mini games or have anti or flips or any of that kind of shit, because we play virtually a lot of the time, so there was no way that was going to be possible. Also, Power 9 was really kind of like off limits, but also not off limits because you could just play one Moxen, but that seems kind of dumb. And also not the most recent bans, because it could be very easy to just be like, oh, I'm just going to put a Mana Crypt back in and be like, oh, I have a Mana Crypt, but that's also uninteresting. So we picked some other random cards. Let's talk about it. This card that I picked is Fastbond. It's a thing that lets me play any number of lands that I want, but if it's any land beyond the first land, it dings me for damage. Life's a resource in this game, nobody cares. Flubs has that limitation, just like Bolas' Citadel, where like if you hit that second land and you don't have a land drop, you're just kind of stalled out. Flubs has the same sort of issue. It does get help from like Song of Creation and Eruth, like exiling cards instead of drawing them, so that like those cards are just kind of out of the way, and that can be sometimes good enough, but not always. And in this case, you always have the option to just play another land, and Flubs himself triggers off of lands. So seems powerful, right? We're gonna see if I can get it. Great. Unfortunately, I am not in white or black, so tutoring for it is going to be something along the lines of gamble. So like, or just assembling one of my card draw engines to get to it. So we'll see how it works. That's me, Kirk, Looks like he's playing Tivit. Looks like his card is balanced. Why did you pick this? Why this deck? What are you doing? What's going on with that?
Tivit's just an old favorite of mine, so I thought I'd dust that off. Balance, it's just, 1 white and 1. Each player chooses a number of lands they control and sack the rest. Or, I'm sorry, sack down to whoever has the least. You do the same thing for cards in hand and creatures on the battlefield. So it's just kind of an equalizer. Probably bad in an actual Tivit deck because I'll probably have more lands than my opponents, hopefully, except for maybe Flubs. But it's just, I don't know. It's a cool card. I miss playing it. I haven't busted it out in a long time, so here we are.
I think it's honestly one that could come off the ban list too. I think Fastbond could as well. Like obviously, like Flubs here definitely kind of breaks it, and I think if you put it in a Bolas' Citadel deck that happens to be on green, also pretty broken. But like, where else is it going where this really matters? Nowhere. Like some landfall deck, sure. Now all of a sudden there's an infinite loop with it, but like who cares? It's just opening up more combos. And I think balance, part of White's biggest strengths have always been land destruction, mass fucking creature destruction, wiping the board, equalizing the board, and having catch-up mechanics. And this is kind of like it encompasses all of that, and it is kind of something that would help White in more competitive spheres, especially like kind of equalize. But anyhow, Rev, you are playing Malcolm and Francisco.
Malcolm and Francisco, and I am playing Time Vault. Time Vault's just an all-round great card. It
is with that one of those cards that like is why I didn't want us to be able to unban more, because this one should stay banned because it just homogenizes into every single cEDH deck if it's not.
Yeah, but it enters tapped. It stays tapped during your untap step. If you begin your turn, you can untap it, but then you skip that turn. But if you tap it, you take an extra turn after this one. So there's a lot of combos with like the keys and
anything that can untap artifacts. Basically, will allow you to stack all of them triggers and just take turns and never worry about it.
Lock people out of the game. Yeah, nobody gets to play but me. And it's running the normal Francisco stuff, so Eggless Soul Cauldron with Walking Ballista. And it also is Demir, so, Thassa's Oracle wins.
Right. Awesome.
So you're not just stuck there watching me play Solitaire. I can just be like, hey, I got this done. I'm just going to go until I find these 2 cards.
That's nice.
If they ever unban it, I got you covered, Beast. There you go.
Damn.
And play my old Time Vault.
Joey, so it looks like you're on Rog's side. What did you choose to unban?
I chose Tinker.
That's spicy meatball. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously Bolas' Citadel is the thing to get here, but I mean you can also get the One Ring if Citadel's unavailable.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously everybody knows why it's banned. It's insanely powerful.
It's fabricate or what is it?
Transmute artifact.
Yeah, without the restrictions.
Without having to pay for it. Yeah.
Right.
Which I didn't actually even put Transmute into this deck because this is just the database version I put in like the Citadel package, I guess.
Right.
And then put in Tinker. So we'll see how it runs.
Does anybody have any pre-games?
No, with 4 cards in hand.
No. Okay. Let me turn off that pesky draw. No. And I'll draw for sure. I'm just going to play a Volcanic Island into ye old Soul Ring and hope for no missteps. I'll pass.
Yeah, we'll draw. Play a Verdant Catacombs and pass the turn.
Draw for turn. I'm going to play a Polluted Delta and crack it.
Crack mine in response and losing a life.
I'm going to find an Underground Sea.
I'm getting Undercity Sewer. And I will surveil 1. I will leave that on top.
Joey.
I'll draw. I'm going to play an Arid Mesa, and I'm going to try to crack it. I'll get a Volcanic Island, and I'll tap that for the Soul Ring.
Hey, look at that. It's pretty cool.
For buddies.
These guys.
Is that much closer to playing Tinker? Get him.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Suntap and draw a card. Let's go with this Windswept Heath. Crack it. Any responses? Go get a drop. I would like to play a 6. Nothing in the graveyard but a land, so no retreat targets. I'll pass.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. Play a Misty. Go ahead, Rev.
Basics and everything.
Alrighty. Draw for turn. I'm going to play a City of Brass. I'm casting a Graph Digger's Cage. That's good though. I'm passing.
I'll untap and draw. Play a land. Play Roger. Which I should have done turn 1. I always forget to. I guess I'll crack my land. How many cards does everybody have in hand?
5.
3.
5.
Yeah, I guess I just still have to cast this gamble and see, figure out what I want to get.
Roll the dice.
I'll go looking for something.
As much now?
Randomly. Discarding an Adnaz. Alright, yeah, I'm passing the turn.
It's on tap.
I thought about it, but...
Delta? Crack it?
Nope.
Grab a... Pretty cool. And I'll shop. Joey, I'll swing your way. Attack trigger, I'll mill 3. Which is a Spike-Filled Hazard, a Misty, and a Wild Cantor. So by his metric, I will put the Misty in my hand. I'll pass.
Alrighty, untap, upkeep, and draw. Play a Polluted Delta. I'll go ahead and crack Polluted Delta now, losing a life.
Space
I'll get
for
you
sure.
Hallowed Fountain Shocked In. That's my entire exciting turn.
Tap up, keep draw. Play a Chromox, putting a mana drain underneath it. And then I'm going to lose life off brass. You cast Malcolm. That's good, I'm passing.
Here, end step, I'm gonna Tainted Pact. Alright, well, let's see what we get here. I got 2 lands in my hand, so better be something good. Deflecting Swat, gone. Rite of Flame, gone. Ragavan, gone. Windfall. What do we got for cards in hand, everybody?
6 is the high number.
I think I just keep this
Dude,
and go to my turn.
Verdant.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll crack it. Paying a life.
Nice.
I'll exile a Simian Spirit Guide, and then I'll cast this Windfall.
Oh, I'm gonna let it resolve, but I'm gonna tap for a green and cast an Auto Swim.
I'm going to cast an Orcish Bowmaster.
Alright, yeah, I'll pitch this Bloodstained Mire.
Hold on, on
Draw 6.
ETB, I want to poke Rograk for 1 there, Chief.
Dead Roger.
I'm discarding 4 lands and a Breach, which is sad.
Nice.
Sonic
I'm
Screwdriver.
discarding Urza, Word of Inventions, Volatile Stormdrake, and Swan Song.
15,
Alright, so
sorry.
we're going to go 2 at the Malcolm. Yeah, Breach means 4 at 6. And then, so that's 6 of them, so I have, 9 left? 9 of you, Joey.
I'll play a Lotus Petal. Then I'll use my floating red and this Underground Sea, and I'll cast a Cabal Ritual.
Yes,
So I'll
sir.
get 5 black, and I'll use 1 more, and I'll cast a Bolus of Citadel.
For it,
Digger's Cage? I wonder if you drew into the
Oh, I
flood now.
can't really use it, but I can play lands off the top. I already played a land this turn. This is turn 3, so yeah, I have to pass.
Turn and draw. Okay, so let's go blue, green, red, flubs. Play you have in mind. Obviously have cards in hands. So I have to discard. I will discard this. I think that's right. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass.
Untap, upkeep, and a draw. So let's go to combat. Rev, coming at you with the giant orc army. Joey, I'm going to come at you for 1 with the Bowmaster.
I will take 16.
I'll play an Ancient Tombs, my land for the turn. Cast a Talisman of Hierarchy. And that's it. Move down step and pass it up.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. I'm going to play a Prismatic Vista. Is it okay if I crack it?
Actually, hold on. I'm sorry. I do have a response. Derp. I'd just like to
Archivist.
cast this Archivist of Ogma in response.
Snow-covered swamp.
Gain a life. Draw a card. Okay, cool.
There's 4. I'm going to try to cast a 1 ring. Good, I'm passing. Yes, I don't want to take another 16 next turn, though, so I'm passing after that. Joey.
I'll untap. Nothing on my upkeep. I'll draw. I'm gonna view the top card, baby. Play this Wooded Foothills, and I'll crack it.
Archivist trigger when you're done.
Shock it in. Take 2 more. Fuck it. Who cares?
Draw and gain a life.
Then I'll view the top card again. Pay 2 for Roger. I'm gonna cast Silas Wren.
And the first time in history, folks, Wrong Side played Psy, aka Silence Red.
Alrighty.
Anything else?
But yeah, pass. Yeah, I got nothing
Okay.
else. Pass.
Alright, untap. Draw for turn. 1, 2, 3. Floating a colorless Song of Creation. This is going to trigger flubs.
I guess I'll let you discard, but I'm gonna blast it after you discard.
I will discard. Yeah, probably. So this gets countered. That's fine. 1 colorless floating. Yeah, might as well use it. Get a Felwar Stone. Trigger flubs to discard. I will discard. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna be greedy. I'll discard Mog Salvage. Then I'll play a Kobold. Trigger flubs. I do not have cards in hand, so I will draw.
Orcish Bowmaster. Well, I can't target Rev, so I guess I'm pointing it at Rograk.
Yeah, as of right now, this is better to me as a land, so I'm going to play open. No, it doesn't matter. I have no cards in hand, so this can come into play tapped. I'll draw.
Yep. So I got an Orcish Bowmaster trigger here. I guess I'm pointing it at your Kobold, Izlain.
That's fine. Kobolds don't give I don't give a fuck. They're just Flubs triggers. Yeah, one in hand. I'm passing. I have nothing else.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. Yeah, I guess we're going to combat and sending everybody at Izlain's 05 Frog Scout. Sending them all your way, Izlain, when you get back. 21 of you total.
21?
Yep.
Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
Play a Watery Grave. Shock that in. Then I guess we're casting Tivit. I will vote for... What the hell am I voting for? I guess I'm getting 2 treasures here.
I'm voting
Somewhere.
Clues. Clues around.
Treasure, and 3 clues. That's all you, Rev.
Untap. Keep 1, lose 1. And then I will tap the 1 ring, draw 2.
Drawing 2, so I'll have 2 Orcish Bowmaster triggers. Both of those at you, Rev.
Demonic Betrayal.
Fierce Guardianship.
Ruh-roh.
Targeting that.
Okay, yep, that happens. I'll pass.
I'll untap and draw a view top card. I'll pay 4 for Roger. I'll pass.
Untap. Draw. I'd like to transmute this one a little mixture.
Archivist of Ogma trigger after you're done searching.
Grab a life from the loam.
Gain 1 and draw 1.
Ooh, floating 1. Cast life. Trigger Flubs. I will discard this chain of paper. Life from the loam. I would like to target. We'll grab Urza Saga. Shifting Woodland.
Get a Flubs trigger.
Alright. And a Heath. We'll play Urza Saga. That's my land. Trigger Flubs. I will discard Heath. Urza Saga ETB at the counter.
Yeah.
Play Shifting Woodland. And then trigger Flubs to draw.
And trigger Orcish Bowmaster. Yeah, Joey, I'm going to shoot you for 1.
I'm going to play this Kobold. Trigger Flubs. I will dredge 3. So, Pyroblast, Lava Dart, and Ornithopter. And then I will pay 2. So life, trigger Flubs.
With that draw, I'll shoot the Kobold, yeah.
Life from the loam will target 3 fetches, so just take 3 of them. And I've played all my land drops, I've done everything I can do, I will pass turn.
Go to untap. Upkeep and draw, if that's good with everyone. Play a Mana Confluence as my land for the turn. We'll cast a Mox Opal. Cast Beseech the Mirror. I will sacrifice this Mox. No, you know what? I'll just sacrifice a clue.
Bargain away.
And cast Time Sieve.
Mindbreak Trap.
Casting Mindbreak Trap on me. I will activate this, losing 2 life, sack a clue to draw a card. Am I good to do so?
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I have no action here.
Draw.
Same.
I will attempt a hard cast Mindbreak Trap.
Whoa.
Targeting your Mindbreak Trap.
Damn.
No, I can't do anything about my break trap on my main break trap.
So we're back to...
It turns out Tivit's still good.
And
Good to concede
these...
with this on the field, I think, right? We're
Yeah, I don't think we have... I have 4 lands in hand.
Yeah.
I have a mental misstep, but that's not going to stop you from doing what
Hey,
you're doing.
same.
So, I'm
Hey.
concede.